I really see it as a celebration of love. I mean, that's what it is, which sounds very corny.
I think ultimately the audience will come out going, hell, I think.
You might think shooting a movie musical is easier on the body than, say, a stunt-driven action film. Nicole Kidman would disagree. That's right, Moulin Rouge, the dazzling, kaleidoscopic love story directed by Baz Luhrmann, wasn't just a visual and musical feast. It was also a physical battle for its star. Nicole Kidman, playing the iconic role of Satine, the beautiful cabaret performer and courtesan, faced her fair share of blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes. Literally. In fact, Kidman broke her ribs and tore her knee cartilage while filming one of the most famous dance sequences in the movie, making it clear that the glamour of Moulin Rouge came at a hefty physical cost. But before we dive into the battle scars of Kidman's Moulin Rouge experience, let's take a moment to appreciate why this movie remains such a beloved classic, and how Kidman's grueling commitment to the role helped elevate it to iconic status. Moulin Rouge is credited with helping revive the musical genre in Hollywood, a genre that had been in a bit of a slump during the late 90s. When it hit theaters in 2001, it was a breath of fresh air, an entirely unique and visually stunning take on a classic story of love and betrayal set in the famous Parisian cabaret. Baz Luhrmann's audacious approach to filmmaking, blending modern music with a period setting, struck a chord with audiences worldwide. The film introduced a new type of musical, one that mixed Broadway-style numbers with contemporary hits, breathing new life into the genre and making it more accessible to a new generation. But let's be clear, Moulin Rouge wasn't all about the extravagant set designs, the mesmerizing costumes, and the sweeping love story. No, this film also required a level of physicality and performance that most people simply wouldn't expect from a musical, and no one felt this more than Nicole Kidman, whose dedication to the role led to a series of physical injuries that she later described in a candid interview.
I'd never broken a bone, so it was sort of a bit of a shock. Because I do a lot of lifts in the movie, doing it over and over again over a period of, a couple of months. And I was being thrown and caught around here and being caught there over and over again. I kept dancing. I didn't realize I'd even broken it for 5 days.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I'd pulled a muscle. I'm doing things in a corset that no woman would ever have done in the 1890s. I can't laugh.
Kidman's commitment to her role was immense. As the dazzling, tragic Satine, she was tasked with dancing, singing, and emoting in ways that demanded not only incredible stamina, but also a high tolerance for pain. While performing some of the movie's most iconic sequences, Kidman pushed her body to its limits. The first injury came while filming one of the movie's more intricate dance routines. Dancing in high heels, Kidman broke 2 of her ribs. Yes, you read that right. 2 ribs. Just imagine trying to perform elaborate choreography, twisting and turning in those sky-high stilettos, while suffering through the kind of pain that would make most people call it a day. But Kidman, ever the professional, soldiered on, refusing to let the injury affect her performance. In fact, she continued to push herself, never once backing down from the challenge of bringing Satine to life on the big screen. But that wasn't the only injury. Kidman also tore her knee cartilage during the filming of the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend number, a sequence that demanded some serious athleticism. She fell while filming the sequence, causing the injury that would leave her limping through the remainder of the shoot. And if that wasn't enough, Kidman also broke another rib when the movie's notoriously tight corset, which was cinched down to an 18-inch waist, constricted her midsection too tightly. It's hard to imagine how Kidman managed to film such physically demanding scenes while battling these injuries. But that's the dedication she brought to her craft. When asked why she continued to push through the pain, Kidman explained that the experience of making Moulin Rouge was something deeply personal for her. I grew up in a family where musicals were so revered, so to be cast in a musical was like, I'd made it, she said in a 2014 interview. It was extraordinary. I'm so privileged to be in that movie.
So tell me, Ewan.
Yes, Nicole.
Good to see you after
You
all
too.
these years.
I know, you too.
Yeah, when they asked me to do this, I was actually very excited because we've never sat down like this in, how long is it since we made Moulin Rouge?
17 years, or 18 years, depending. We started it in '99 and we finished it in 2000.
Yes.
Kidman's love for the musical genre, combined with her determination to succeed, drove her to push through injuries that would have sidelined most other actors. But the physical challenges she faced were also part of the broader, grueling process of creating Moulin Rouge. The film's production was intense. There were months of rehearsals, a relentless shooting schedule, and a level of choreography and singing that required perfect execution. Kidman wasn't just playing a role, she was fully immersed in the world of Moulin Rouge, living and breathing every moment of it. Despite the grueling toll the film took on Kidman's body, Moulin Rouge was ultimately a triumph. It was a critical and commercial success, earning multiple Oscar nominations, including one for Best Actress for Kidman's powerhouse performance as Satine. Her portrayal of the tragic, star-crossed courtesan who falls in love with Ewan McGregor's Christian was nothing short of mesmerizing. Kidman brought both the glamour and the vulnerability of Satine to life, making her one of the most memorable characters in modern film history. The movie also cemented Kidman's place as one of Hollywood's most talented and versatile actresses. By the end of the Moulin Rouge shoot, her physical injuries were a small price to pay for a performance that would become iconic in its own right. In many ways, Moulin Rouge represents the pinnacle of her dedication to her craft. Kidman wasn't alone in her efforts to bring Moulin Rouge to life. Ewan McGregor, who played the young poet Christian, brought his own passion and energy to the project. McGregor, a relative newcomer to the musical genre at the time, found the experience to be both challenging and rewarding. He described the entire cast as a traveling theater troupe during the film's 4 months of rehearsals, with everyone fully committed to the artistic vision of the film. The ensemble cast also included John Leguizamo, Jim Broadbent, and Richard Roxburgh, all of whom contributed to the film's high-energy performances. But it was Kidman and McGregor who truly shone, their chemistry palpable as they navigated their characters' tumultuous romance amidst the glittering chaos of the Moulin Rouge cabaret. When Moulin Rouge was released in 2001, it felt like a breath of fresh air for the musical genre. The film revitalized a style of filmmaking that had been largely absent from Hollywood for years. Baz Luhrmann's decision to incorporate contemporary pop songs into a period musical was a game changer. Songs like Lady Marmalade, Your Song, and Come What May became instant classics, adding a layer of modernity to the otherwise vintage-style production. The movie's bold, vibrant aesthetic, filled with lavish costumes and dazzling sets, captivated audiences. But it was Kidman's performance and the physical and emotional toll it took on her that truly elevated the film. She wasn't just acting, she was living in the world of Moulin Rouge, embracing the pain and beauty of her character's tragic love story. As we celebrate Moulin Rouge's 20th anniversary, it's hard not to marvel at the endurance of its cast, especially Nicole Kidman. Despite the broken ribs, the torn knee cartilage, and the suffocating corsets, Kidman's dedication to her role as Satine is a testament to her commitment to her craft. Her physical struggles behind the scenes only added depth to her portrayal of the courtesan whose love story is as heartbreaking as it is beautiful. Today, Moulin Rouge remains a beloved classic, and Nicole Kidman's performance stands as one of her most iconic roles. Her injuries, her sacrifices, and her unwavering commitment to creating art only make her portrayal of Satine even more impressive. So the next time you watch Moulin Rouge, remember the pain that went into making it, and the woman who danced, sang, and bled for the sake of great art. Nicole Kidman may have broken her ribs, torn her knee, and suffered through a constricting corset, but it's safe to say that the world is grateful she did. The movie's beauty, its raw emotion, and its unforgettable characters wouldn't have been the same without her. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let us know in the comments, like and subscribe for more content from us.